Hey everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're making this really easy, super light, springy crochet bandana. This is very beginner friendly and easy to make. I worked this up in about an hour, so it's also pretty quick to do. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the tutorial. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using some cotton yarn and a 4.5mm crochet hook. We're going to be working this bandana from the bottom up, so it's going to be increasing each round until we reach the desired size. So to get started for this project, we are going to make a magic circle. So I'm going to drape my yarn over my fingers, wrap it around the back, bring it back to the front, and make an X like so. And I'm going to take the back yarn, pull it over here. So this is what we have, an X in the front, 2 lines in the back. I'm going to come under the back loop, grab the second one, pull that in front, twist it, and then come back for this second yarn again here. And pull it through like so. Once we have our magic circle, you can see here we have this chain here. So I'm going to count that as 1 chain, and I need a total of 4 chains for my first round. So I'm going to chain 3 more. Okay, so I have my 4 chains, which counts as a double crochet, chain 1. I'm going to work a V-stitch for this pattern, which is going to be 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. So we're going to work 1 V-stitch into the center of our circle. So I need 1 more double crochet. Okay, now I'm just going to pull that loop tight there. Okay, that is our first round. For the second round, we're going to turn our work. And this pattern is going to alternate between rows that start with V-stitch and rows that start with double crochet for the increase. So the next row is going to start with a double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 3. Then I'm going to place 1 V-stitch into the center of our V-stitch from the previous round. So I'm going to place 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. And since we started this round with a double crochet, it's going to end with a double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, find the 3rd chain in my chain 4, and place a double crochet. So our second round is the round that starts with a double crochet, which means the next round will start with a V-stitch. So I'm going to start with a chain of 4 and place my V-stitch into the double crochet that we came out of from the previous round. So into the same stitch here, 1 double crochet. So this is our first V-stitch in this round. Then we're going to place a V-stitch into the V-stitch from the last row. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and 1 V-stitch into the chain 3 of our double crochet. So that's 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. Now we're going to turn and start the next round. The next round we're going to start with a chain of 3, which is 1 double crochet, and I'm going to place 1 V-stitch into the V-stitch from the last round all the way across. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into each V-stitch. So we're working into the center of these V-stitches, into that chain 1 space. Double crochet, find our last V-stitch here on the end, go in with 1 more V-stitch, and to end this round, we're going with 1 double crochet into the top of the chain 3, the same way we started this round. So this pattern is very straightforward once you get the hang of it. We are once again just starting 1 round with V-stitch and 1 round with double crochet. And the combination of the V-stitch and just plain double crochet is what's giving us the increase up the side. So I'll show you guys another round, because now we are on our V-stitch round. We're going to chain 4, which is our double crochet chain 1, and into this very first stitch we're working our double crochet, so that this round starts with a V-stitch like that. And then right next to it we're going with our V-stitch into the one from the previous round, and we're going to do that all the way until we get to the end. Okay, and then back at the end we're going to go with a V-stitch into the top of that chain 3 double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and continue this until my bandana is the right size, and I will come back and meet you guys after that's done. So I'm back. I worked a total of 22 rows for the bandana, and now it is a good size. This is the size that I want. So what we're going to do next is work the straps. So I like to work the straps as part of the bandana so that there's no need to go back after and add anything else. So once I've finished my 22 rows, we're going to work on the strap. I like to go with about 70 chains, but you can adjust the size of the chain for however long of a strap you want. So very simply just going to make a long chain. And I'm going to make this 60 or 70 chains long. I'll let you guys know when I get back. So I finished my chain of 70 chains. Now I'm just going to work back on it with a slip stitch. So just slipping into each stitch, making sure not to pull it too tight so that it bunches up. But I'm just working in slip stitch till I get back to where we started at the beginning of the chain. Now I have my strap finished. This is the top of the bandana, so I'm going to go right into my decorative edging. So I'm going to be working single crochets with a picot edge. So I've placed my last slip stitch into my chain, and I'm going to go with a single crochet into the top of this stitch here. Once I have my single crochet, I'm going to chain 3. And then I'm going to come back through the front loop only of that same single crochet so that I can create my picot. So I'm coming through the front loop only, grab my yarn, slip stitch through both of those loops on my hook, and that creates my picot stitch. Then I'm going to single crochet into the next stitch, place 1 single crochet into the chain 1 space next to this, and then I'm going to single crochet my next stitch and create a picot. So once again I'm going to chain 3, come back through the front loop only on that same single crochet, grab my yarn, slip stitch through both of those loops on my hook. Then I'm going to crochet into the next 2 spaces, whether it be a stitch or a chain 1 space. I'm just going to do 2 single crochet, and into every 3rd single crochet is where we're going to place our picot. So complete my single crochet, chain 3, come into the front loop only of that same single crochet, and slip stitch through both of those loops on my hook. So I'll show you just one more. Single crochet through the next 2 stitches, and into the 3rd stitch we have our picot. So single crochet, chain 1, 2, 3, front loop only, slip stitch through both of those. And we're going to get this nice little decorative edging across the top. So I'm going to do this until I get down to the end where we're going to place our next strap. Now I'm back down at the edge here. I've completed my picot all the way across the top. So I'm just going to place the other strap here, going back with a chain up of 70 and working down on it with a slip stitch. I'm going to repeat this and then I'll show you how to continue the picot down the side. For the side here, we just want to make sure that we're placing our single crochet stitches evenly so that we get the same spacing of our picot stitch and that everything looks nice and even. So to get started, I'm going to go into the first side here. I have a double crochet row. You can see the V-stitch here, and this is a double crochet row that we have up here. So into that double crochet row, I'm going to go with a single crochet stitch and picot. So that's how I'm going to start off this round, is with a picot, since that's what I did over here. Now I'm going to alternate between putting 2 single crochets and 1 single crochet. So the double crochet rows, just to keep track of it, I'm going to be putting a 1 single crochet, and the V-stitch rows I'm going to be putting 2 single crochets just to keep this really even. So I have my single crochet picot, then I have a V-stitch row here, so I'm going to place 2 single crochets. And then into the circle space here, you can see we have our double crochet, this circle space, and we have the V-stitch rows. So into this tiny little circle, I'm also going to be putting a single crochet. So this one is a picot, so I'm going to complete that, like so. My next stitch space is that chain 3 or that double crochet, so I'm going to place 1 single crochet. And then I have my V-stitch row where I put 2 single crochets. So my next stitch is a single crochet, and then into that same stitch space, I'm going with my single crochet picot. Okay, then we have that small circle space above our double crochet, which we're going to place 1 single crochet into there. 1 single crochet into our next space, and then we're up on a V-stitch again, so we're going to go with 2 stitches into the same space. So my next stitch is a picot, and then after that, just 1 single crochet into the same spot. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'll show you guys what happens at the point, and then working up the other side is going to be exactly the same as this one. Now I'm down at the very point where we started, so I have just placed 1 picot stitch, which means I'm up next for 2 single crochets. So I'm going to go 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and then what I'm going to do is put a little picot at the very point. So my 3rd single crochet here is going to be just that picot, so I have one right at the point. And then I'm going to turn and work up the next side here. So into that same spot, I'll go ahead with 2 single crochets. Into the next space here, I'm going to place my singular stitch with a picot, and then I'm going to repeat this pattern from the other side up until I get to the top. We're going to work the same pattern that we did this side up on this side so that all of our picots will line up across this way. So I'm just going to continue this until I get back to the end where we can fasten off. Once I'm back at the very beginning, all I'm going to do is chain 1 additional stitch after I've placed my last one, clip my yarn, and fasten off. And there you have it. Once all of the ends are weaved in, that is the completed bandana. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, and I will see you all in the next one.